Hi everyone, Amanda Kuhl here from Fox 56 Sports. Thanks for joining me for this Rivalry of the Week pregame report. It's women's college basketball time as East Stroudsburg University travels to Lock Haven in a key Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference showdown between two teams that are battling for a playoff spot. Last season, the Bald Eagles made the playoffs for the first time in 24 years. If they can go back-to-back with another playoff appearance, it would be the first time that would have happened since 1991. Lisa Mealing is the second tallest player on the Lock Haven roster, coming in at 5'11". With an average of 12.1 rebounds per game, she's leading the PSAC in rebounding. Expect Lisa to make a big impact in tonight's game. East Stroudsburg University is looking for its fourth straight playoff appearance. The Warriors fell to Shippensburg in the first round of last year's playoffs, and they're looking to have a postseason run this year. This is exactly what basketball fans want to see, two teams vying for a spot in playoffs. And that's going to do it for tonight's pregame report. I'm going to break down this week's college basketball schedule on my TV at halftime. We're going to head out to the game right now.
East Stroudsburg is using an all-hands-on-deck approach to the season. On any given night, one of the Warriors will step up and lead the way.
We don't focus kind of on one person. We just go with the hot hand that night.
Lock Haven is trying to close the season strong in order to qualify for the playoffs. A win tonight will go a long way towards that goal.
And a lot of people see the floor. We have 11 on our roster right now, and most nights all 11 step on the floor. So I think it really shows that we're a good group, we're united, and we work hard and we play together.
It's PSAC East Women's College Basketball. East Stroudsburg University and Lock Haven next.
Tasker's back in, and he comes right in. Pop shot, got it. My man, you can't miss. Finding the hole. I don't know how, but it's his night.
Fox 56 Sports presents the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY. Brought to you by Lock Haven University.
If you're a student at Lock Haven University, there's only one way to get from class to class, and that's ride the trolley. So if you're in town tonight, head on over to the Thomas Fieldhouse as your team takes on East Stroudsburg University. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob I. Tonight joined by Doug Walsh, topside, and Aaron Dugan will join us shortly. And Doug, let's talk about East Stroudsburg first. They start at 1-7, but they've won 7 of 8. Allison Howard having a nice year.
Bob, Allison Howard, a junior out of Aurora, Ohio, gets 16 points a game, 8 rebounds. She shoots 43% from the field. Pretty good foul shooter at 76%. In the last 9 games, she's had 4 double-doubles.
Lock Haven, it's a seesaw season. You don't know which team's going to show up tonight, but hopefully they get a big night from Rachel McDaniel.
Rachel McDaniel has started all 17 games. 6 times she's been the leading scorer. She gets about 26 minutes a game, averages 11 points, 4 rebounds, and you got to respect her from behind the arc. She can shoot the 3.
Well, Doug, you broke down some film this week. We put you to work, and you have some keys to the game.
Bob, if you're Stroudsburg, you have to have good post defense, and that'll be from Boggs, Howard, and Rakowski. They have to control the inside. Secondly, they have to limit their turnovers. In their recent run, they've cut down on the turnovers considerably. And last, they've got to control the defensive glass, hold Lock Haven to 1 shot. If you're Lock Haven, on the other side of the floor, you have to keep the floor balanced. You want their bigs to cover a lot of ground on the defensive end. Secondly, you have to pound the offensive glass. 21 points they had on Saturday off offensive rebounds. And last, they've got to get to the foul line, and you do that by driving the ball to the basket.
Good job, Doug. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineup, and Aaron Dugan will talk to Lock Haven University head coach Jennifer Smith.
This is a Fox 56 Sports presentation on MyTV WQMY. Brought to you by Lock Haven University.
We are back in Lock Haven awaiting tonight's Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference women's basketball game between East Stroudsburg University and Lock Haven University. And now we join the third member of our crew, Aaron Dugan. She's standing by with Lock Haven head coach Jennifer Smith.
Well, Coach, you characterize this team very tough, very aggressive. One of the young ladies even leads the league in rebounding. Is this something you'll need to see tonight for the win?
Yeah, I think we're going to need to be, extra tough, extra smart today, and the goal is to hold them to 52 points or less. So we'll see if we can do that.
All right, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Bob?
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Coach. Now your starting lineups for both teams. The Warriors, who come in 8-8 and 6-6 in the PSAC. It looks like this. Michelle Boggs gets the start at the center position. Allison Howard, the 11th leading scorer in the PSAC, will be at the forward, and the guards look like this: Revere, Falkowski, and Poderis. For Lock Haven University, who's 7-10 overall and 4-9 in the PSAC, forwards are Salve McDaniel, a graduate student, and Lisa Meatling, one of the top rebounders in all of the league. And the guards are McDaniel, Hilliard, and Livingston. So there are your starting lineups, Doug Walsh. And what should we expect to see from Lock Haven? Do you think you want to come out quick and probably establish something?
Well, they want to slow the game down, as Coach said. Okay, they don't think they can score with them. Lock Haven's giving up 63 points on defense. They're going to try to knock 10 points off that tonight to see if they can slow Stroudsburg down. Stroudsburg will probably run a little bit more and shoot more threes. Lock Haven wants to play as slow as they possibly can, spread the floor a little bit, try to get a slower type game, keep the game in the 50s or the low 60s, I'd say, is as high as they want to go.
So, Doug, why is this game so important? We look at the East standings currently as teams are playing throughout the state. Shippensburg leads the way, but there you see East Stroudsburg and Lock Haven battling for one of the top 5 and 6 spots.
Well, the 6th spot, Bob, as you can see, Kutztown and Lock Haven are neck and neck there. Stroudsburg, if they finish ahead of Millersville, they get the first round home game. So every game is important to both of these clubs. Lock Haven trying to come back and make the playoffs again like they did last year. Stroudsburg is a perennial playoff team, but it's very important to try to get that home game in the first round.
Okay, well, we have a delay here as the shot clocks above both baskets are going in and out. They're going to work on that power situation. So as we do that, Doug, that means we have to fill a little bit of time, and we'll take a look now at Diane Decker, her first real season here at East Stroudsburg University. She's a former assistant at East Stroudsburg, was an interim coach at East Stroudsburg, then went over to go to Bloomsburg. She was an assistant. Now she's back here in her first season, and she's got her team believing that they can win.
Well, you know, they started off slow, Bob, as a new coach would. Last year they had a couple different coaches during the year. So it took a while for the players to get used to the coach and the coach to get used to the players. They struggled a little bit early, but apparently now in the last month or so, they've gotten the ship righted, and they've won 7 of 8. And they're 6-1 in the league in 7 of those last games.
Well, a couple of changes to women's college basketball. If you're witnessing one for the first time this season, they do now play quarters.
4 10-minute quarters. There is no more 1-and-1 foul shooting. On the 5th of each quarter, you shoot 2 fouls, double bonus. And then in the last minute of the ball game, if you call timeout on the baseline, you have the choice of bringing it up to half court if you so desire.
Well, we have a marquee matchup to look for. We talked about Howard in the pregame, and we talked about Mealing. Mealing is leads the PSAC in rebounding this year, and Howard is right up there as well. That's going to be one of the things to look for tonight.
Well, both of them are monsters on the boards, especially Mealing. She has 10 in about 7 different games. She had 19 earlier the year and 16 rebounds in a game earlier this year.
East Stroudsburg in black controls the opening tip, and it's knocked out of bounds as it went inside to Boggs, knocked away by the aforementioned Mealing.
Lock Haven plays predominantly man-to-man, almost exclusively. Very dangerous on the out-of-bounds underneath, but no harm there.
Terry Revere had the ball. She hands it over to Falkowski.
Going to try to establish Boggs down low sooner or later.
Knocked away by Mealing. Here comes Lock Haven.
Good hands by Mealing.
J.J. Hilliard, number 23, will lead the way. She's a senior out of Bethlehem Liberty. Into the box, and she gets the first 2 points of the game.
J.J. Hilliard loves to take the ball off the dribble drive and is a little bit stronger than Taisha Revere, who's guarding her.
Hilliard averages 9.3 points per game. So the Warriors coming in, averaging 65 points per game. They shoot 38% from the field. Their big asset, as is Lock Haven, rebounding. They're 5th in the PSAC. as downtown Falkowski hits a triple, and East Stroudsburg takes the 1-point lead.
Good patient offense by East Stroudsburg. One of the 4 out and the 1 in. Finally got the look they wanted. Falkowski knocked it down.
Lock Haven now will run the play. Try to squeeze it inside. They do.
Bob Boggs inside, changes 3 shots already and had a hand on another. Last Saturday, she blocked 4 shots.
Another triple taken. That was Howard off the back of the rim. She can shoot from the outside. She has 26 threes on the year. She also can take it down low, averaging 15 points per game and 7 rebounds. So Warrior ball on the side. Our officials tonight, Mike Ignoski, Terry Thompson, and Phil Wingert.
East Stroudsburg looking for early offense out of the inbound. Good defense by Lock Haven. Shut that down. There's the post up by Boggs.
And the Warriors, the Eagles back the other way. Linda's thing will set it up. She's a transfer from Indiana University. She's a junior. A lot of transfers and a lot of girls, Jennifer Smith will tell you, that just didn't get the playing time at the schools they were at. They knew they could come here and contribute a lot.
Sometimes players just need a change of scenery, change of coach, change of atmosphere.
Revere off the dribble, taking Hillier with our first foul, and it will go against J.J. Hillier. First foul of the game for either team, and it will be a shooting one. So that will send Taika Revere out of Reading, the senior, to the line. She shoots 75% on the season.
Revere quick off the dribble. Hilliard had to chest her, bump her on the shot. Revere, an excellent foul shooter. 75%.
The Warriors with a big win last Saturday against Kutztown in the last seconds. They won 66-65. And before that, they beat Mansfield by 14.
Well, as we said earlier, too, that put a little bit of cushion in between the 5th and 6th spot there.
Both teams will go about 10 deep. We haven't not seen any subs yet. Over to Falkowski. We called for a travel. Shuffled her feet a little bit when she caught the ball.
Yeah, I think she did shuffle. Good call by Mike Ignoski.
And just like that, Sydney Morris comes in. She replaces
Survey McDaniel.
Yeah, McDaniel, number 21.
Morris is a little bigger. McDaniel a little stronger, but Morris a little bigger. Lock Haven runs a lot of high pick and rolls.
This foul is going to be called on the floor, go against the Lady Warriors. It will go against Boggs, her first. Both teams now with 1 foul.
Watch Hilliard try to get this on the after the inbounds, not that time.
Well, it worked. It was Mealing to Morse, and Lock Haven now down just 1 here in the first quarter.
Morris in the game, 15 seconds, first possession, knocks down a jumper. Good sub coach. Long range, Paderas.
Yeah, Paderas long range has only 10 on the season, just shoots 17%. Lock Haven can take the lead with a bucket here. Open shot, Hilliard decides to take it to the rack, and she hits the J, and the Bald Eagles have their first lead of the night.
Lock Haven doesn't settle for the 3 that often, Bob. They like to drive the ball to the basket, and that's what we said is one of the keys in the opening. Stroudsburg want to play a little faster today.
A year ago at this time, these two teams went to overtime. Lock Haven winning that match at East Stroudsburg. 8 on the clock. Little 18-footer, no good by Falkowski. Inside of Mealing. Couple moves, no foul. Boggs the big board, and here come the Warriors. No one picks up Falkowski, and she takes the easy layup.
Boy, what an advantage having a 6'2" center in there. Rebounds the ball, changes the shot, rebounds the ball, keeps it up over her head, and quick outlet to about the half-court line for an easy deuce. High screen and roll. Trying to establish Morris.
Inside to Morris, her second field goal after coming in as a sub.
Bob, Morris can score better than Savay McDaniel. That's why she's in here.
Morris averaging 2.9 points per game. Howard outside, no good.
Stroudsburg took 4 or 5 threes already. They only averaged 15 or 16 a game, but I think that's because they want to shoot early in the clock and create an up-tempo ball game.
Well, you won't see a lot of threes from Lock Haven. They're 17th in the league in threes, just 60 on the season. They like to do this, take it inside and get the rebound. Morris, a big bucket and has 6 points.
Yeah, they love to drive the ball to the hole and then attack the glass. Morris did a good job there attacking the glass, getting the offensive rebound.
And there's the foul on the floor. And that will give us our first timeout. 4:24 left in the first. It's the Eagles over the Warriors by 3.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Lock Haven University. I'm Erin Dugan. You're watching live college basketball right here on MyTV, WQMY. Joining me now is a special guest from Lock Haven, Mike Hall, the Assistant Director of Admissions. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about what makes this campus so unique.
Sure. Well, I think what makes Lock Haven University unique and the overall experience unique is really a couple different things, but I think it starts with the people that we have here. You know, our faculty are really great. They work with students. All of our students here have academic advisors. So we really, you know, we take care of our students from the day they apply until the day they graduate. And we do that because we give them the time that they need. And this is very much a student-centered environment, which is, you know, very important. I think the other thing that sets us apart is the location. It's a beautiful location right here in Central PA. And of course the value. It's you know, affordability is a big deal right now. Not just affordability, how much it costs, but the value, what you get for your money. Students get a lot here at Lock Haven.
And I know you're really stressing success. You want everyone to have success. How do you strive towards that?
One of the things we do, no matter what a student majors in, whether it's health science, criminal justice, art, music, theater, education, all of our students are required as part of their studies here to get out into their field, have that field experience, whether that's in the form of an internship or hours or whatever it may be. They're having that experience, they're making connections in the field, and they're successful and ready to go when they graduate.
And to be honest, I mean, hey, college is about fun as well. So what can students do to have fun here on campus?
Well, we have more than 100 active clubs and organizations on campus right now. Our students are involved in everything from music, art, theater type of activities to things like paintball and airsoft. We have a Haven Activities Council here. It's a group of students. Any student can be involved in to have an opportunity to plan programs for our current students and really make sure that they have a good time, as well as our academic majors. All of our academic majors have their own specific clubs where they'll bring in guest speakers every month as well.
And last question, will students be able to visit the campus this spring?
There will be opportunities to visit campus this spring. I would encourage students to go online to the website, lhup.edu/visit. You'll have an opportunity there to check out our open house programs. We're going to have an open house program coming up in March. We're also going to have one in April. And I have to say, there's still time to apply. Students who are considering fall 2016, there's still time to get applications in. So think about getting the application done.
Hey, awesome. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Aaron. So East Stroudsburg, Doug, will have the ball underneath. Lock Haven has a 3-point lead. Sydney Morris just went out for Lock Haven. She leads the way with 8 points off the bench, doing a nice job. And we'll have a foul on the floor as Rebecca Rudkowski out of Crestwood High School will go to the line. She was fouled, looked like by number 42, Ayanda McGill Jefferson for Lock Haven.
Bob, Sydney Morris came in, did a great job, got 8 points in a brief period of time. I don't think she'll be on the bench too long. She's dead tired, though. Look at her. She was working pretty hard.
Battle inside. It will go over to Lock Haven.
Bob, Ayanda McGill Jefferson replaces Morris. She's an excellent offensive rebounder. They must keep her off the glass.
So here comes Lock Haven, 6 of 13 here in the first quarter, shooting 46%. To the hole goes Jefferson. She was fouled, and she'll have 2 on the line.
lined up on the left tee, and she's left-handed. Pump faked right, and then dribble drive it to the left.
Falkowski for East Stroudsburg with the foul. So they have 2 fouls, 3 for Lock Haven. First one goes in for Jefferson, just a freshman out of Lancaster. 3 of 9 on the season from the line. There's Mealing, another big, huge rebound.
She certainly has a knack for knowing where that ball is coming off the rim.
Averages 12.1 rebounds per game. That's top 10 in the United States in Division II women's college basketball. 30-second clock, under 10.
Good defense by Revere. Got her hand on the ball, knocked it loose. Howard picked it up. Drew the foul. Rachel McDaniel.
McDaniel's first, fourth on Lock Haven. So here come the Warriors.
Lock Haven has to be careful. Next foul puts East Stroudsburg on the line this quarter.
For East Stroudsburg, got to watch the turnovers. They have 16 per game, but they do lead the league in blocks, as Doug mentioned. Revere down the lane. 4 on 2. No foul, and it's knocked away. Livingston tried to take it coast to coast. She had a lot of teammates around, but couldn't get it to the ball.
Alicia Howard with a good block. She was probably better off, better served to pass that ball, but took it herself. Howard said no way.
Kowski will turn around off. So 3-point lead for the Lady Eagles here at the Thomas Fieldhouse on the campus of Lock Haven University.
Hilliard's out of the ball game. Livingston will take the point and run the show a little bit. They run their high 4 set. You should see a high screener roll.
3 off the mark for McDaniel. She wants to push it. Good pass, Revere. Over to Brown, and it's no good. So Imani Brown is in the game, a sophomore out of New Jersey, number 2 for East Stroudsburg. Lady Warriors in the black. Lady Eagles in the gray. Good battle inside for Jefferson, the freshman.
Good job by McGill Jefferson. She slipped the screen, but just got herself too far underneath the basket and couldn't do anything with it. Defense kept their hands straight up.
East Stroudsburg seeking their 4th straight PSAC appearance in the playoffs if they can get one of those top 6 seeds, which they do have right now. Howard trying to get things going, no good, but big board from Livingston.
Lock Haven, good box out. They'll try to take this clock down all the way to 1 and leave East Stroudsburg with only could be a second or 2 left. They'll shoot late in this clock.
McDaniel down low trying to post. Livingston to the hole. She's been called for a travel. So 10 seconds left for East Stroudsburg.
Coach didn't like it. She went a little bit too early. Now East Stroudsburg has 10 seconds to work with. Revere will push it up.
East Stroudsburg just 3 of 16 field goals here in the first quarter.
Trying to get Falkowski for a jumper. Now it goes to Howard.
Howard, little baby hook is no good. So after the first quarter, it's Lock Haven leading East Stroudsburg 13-10. Do you know a student or fan of tonight's East Stroudsburg Lock Haven game? Call them now. Tell them, get to their computer, tablet, or smartphone, wherever they are. Go to myfoxnepa.com for a high-quality live stream now. So highlights from the first quarter. Morris came in, gave him a big lift off the bench, Doug.
She was only in the game, the first shot there, for about 8 seconds. Then she got that one, and then she got an offensive rebound and laid that in. And then this little baby hook fell. She's got 8 points in 2.5 minutes.
She's back in the game. Is Sydney Morris leads the way with both teams with 8 points. Also in the game, Madison McHale out of Newcastle, number 24 in gray for Lock Haven. So the Eagles playing well so far, doing what they do best, getting the ball inside. As we'll head over to the team in black from East Stroudsburg.
Morris diving on the floor, causing the jump ball. Morris is 6 feet. She's got a good-sized body. She matches up with the big people on Stroudsburg a little bit better than McDaniel.
Just 3 field goals, Doug for East Stroudsburg, 3 of 17.
Right on schedule for the steal.
Taken away by Livingston. Coast to coast, little spin. She'll be fouled and she'll go to the line. Mackenzie Livingston, the junior.
Yeah, Felkowski. Good foul. Make her make the 2 shots. Although Livingston is a very good foul shooter as well.
Shaking up a little bit. Take a little breather.
92%, so I don't want to jinx her, Bob, like we always do, but you could probably put these in the book. Good defense by stepping into the passing lane by Livingston. Took it all the way. Knew she was going to shoot the entire way. Drew the foul.
Looking for her first 2 points of the evening. And as Doug predicted, first one goes through. Into the game now. East Stroudsburg has a substitution. Melissa Padera is back into the game. She started the game.
She gets 4 steals a game. Melissa does. Good defender.
So a 5-point lead, the biggest of the game for either team.
Rutkowski in the post for Boggs. Better offensive threat.
There's the Crestwood graduate. 1,000-point scorer in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Can't get that one to go. What do you like what Lock Haven's doing so far in this game?
Well, they're controlling the tempo of the game. That's what they wanted to do. That's what Coach wanted to do. They want to slow it down a little bit. She said she wanted to hold them under 52 points. They only have 10, so she's off to a good start. They're playing very good defense. Tough to get acclimated on the road too when you're Stroudsburg.
As you might expect, Lock Haven leading in rebounding, 16-9 overall.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter, the inside game and the rebounding.
Rutkowski one-on-one. Can't get the roll here at Thomas Fieldhouse.
Yeah, they're trying to establish Rutkowski. She's 0 for 2, but they're still going to go to her.
Good defense by Savay McDaniel. So the Eagles going to run the shot clock down. McHale to the hole, in and out. Downtown, it's good. It's a 2-pointer. Emily James, 5'8" junior from Mansfield University. Another transfer, her first 2 of the night.
Another offensive rebound, though. Got the ball back. Madison McHale took it to the hole. The rebound came down. McDaniel.
Howard can't get the baseline drive to go. If you're East Stroudsburg, Diane Decker, you're concerned about the shooting right now or the way you're running the offense?
A little bit of both. They're not running the offense the way they want to, Bob, and they're taking a few quick, hurried shots, maybe a little ill-advised. They do want to play more up-tempo, and they do want to force it, but I think they might be taking shots a little bit too quickly. They've been stuck on 10 for quite some time, too. They haven't scored in a long time.
Howard takes a seat as Madison Tamburini out of Archbishop Wood High School, the junior, comes in, number 11.
Bob, J.J. Hilliard on the bench for quite some time. I wonder if she's okay. Livingston running the point.
Before the contact, we have a travel. We have a foul on the floor.
Yeah, I think she got her for an offensive charge. Good move by Livingston. Good step-in defense. Drew the foul.
Dougie called the right. East Stroudsburg hasn't scored since the 3:03 mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, so that's 6 minutes they've gone without a bucket.
Locked on 10. And that was a free throw. Inside battle. Bodies all over the floor on the jump ball. It goes over to the Eagles.
Bob, these two teams are almost exactly alike. They offensive rebound well. They defensive rebound well. They take the ball to the hole very well. They're mirror images of one another. They both shoot foul shots very well.
Stroudsburg has won 8 of the last 10 against Lock Haven. Right now, the home team leads by 7.
Allison Howard on the bench for quite some time, too, for East Stroudsburg. She was taping her thumb up early. I don't know if that's bothering her.
So when we go into the new quarter, fouls reset. You get 5 fouls, Doug mentioned. So both teams each have 1 right here in quarter number 2. It's PSAC East Women's College Basketball live on MyTV. Bob I, Doug Walsh, and Aaron Dugan. Glad you could join us. Early start time. Maybe you're having a little dinner or you're out on the town. Here come the Eagles running. They have some numbers. Inside Burley, and we're going to have a kick. That's Jaylene Shelton Burley, freshman out of State College, number 25 for Lock Haven. Battling there. And it will be Eagles ball underneath the basket.
Watch Hilliard on the inbound after it comes in.
Back up tight, McDaniel to the rack, a little off the mark. There's Mealing, another rebound, and she'll go to the line.
It's incredible how many rebounds she gets.
Foul committed by East Stroudsburg, number 23, Rajowski, her first, team second.
Mealing's 7th rebound already. In a quarter and a half, she'll go to the line.
That wouldn't look good. She's only a 51% foul shooter, but that was pure.
Yeah, that was. That's actually her first points of the evening. She already has 2 blocks, and she gets the home roll. So the biggest lead of the night for the home team, and Jennifer Smith's team up 9.
I think if you're East Stroudsburg, you'd like to punch it down inside again. Stop relying on jumpers. Although they're all on the perimeter now.
Battling underneath, and that's going to be a tough one against this Lock Haven team.
Rachel McDaniel, excellent rebound. This is right what the doctor ordered for Lock Haven, Bob. Slower type game, defensive specialty, hold them under a certain amount of points. It's going just according to plan for Lock Haven.
Lock Haven would like to win this one. They've lost last 2 in the 2 very good teams. Bloomsburg the other night, and then Shippensburg, who leads the PSAC. The last win was against Cheney by 16. And there's going to be a foul against East Stroudsburg on the floor.
You know, Bob, unfortunately, they played very well against those 2 teams, but they were just overmatched. So they are coming. Even though they lost, they are coming. And Stroudsburg, coming off a buzzer beater win the other day, took a lot out of them. They were a little sluggish to start this one off.
Plus a 2-hour ride to Lock Haven from East Stroudsburg, over 2 hours. They were here early. Shot outside, taken by Emily James. Her foot was on the line. We're going to foul, though, inside, going against the Eagles.
Yeah, you don't mind that foul by Burley. She's being aggressive, going for the offensive rebound. Only the team's second of the quarter.
Warriors need a basket. Haven't had one since the first quarter. That is a long time. That's almost coming up on the 8-minute mark.
You're going to have to go to Howard, I think, if you want to get a bucket here.
Nothing called underneath as Revere snuck in.
Wow. Foul 90 feet away, and they're going to bonus.
That they are. The foul's going to be on Rebecca Rakowski. That is the 5th team foul. So we're going to have 1-and-1. 2 shots.
Yeah, there's no more 1-on-1.
No more 1-on-1.
Yeah, everything's double bonus. So
double bonus now going to the line. 25, Jaylene Shelton Murley, freshman, shoots 66% from the line, 4-6 on the year.
Well, you know, if you're Stroudsburg, that foul kind of drives you nuts. It puts them into the bonus, and they're 90 feet away from the basket. Give them an opportunity to score.
Their first two are good, and Lock Haven now extends that lead to 11.
Somewhere, somehow, East Stroudsburg has to get a basket. Maybe they'll try to establish Boggs now. She's back in the game. She's posting up.
Howard into Boggs. Haven't seen her in a while. Maybe got to go away with a walk. Did not. First field goal in almost 9 minutes of play. That went to Noelle Powell, the freshman.
East Stroudsburg picking up the intensity.
So 4:45 left in the half. Lock Haven has now extended their lead to 9 over East Stroudsburg.
This is a Fox 56 sports presentation on MyTV WQMY, brought to you by Lock Haven University.
This Sunday is the NFC Championship as Arizona takes on Carolina to see who will face the New England Patriots or the Denver Broncos on February 7th in Super Bowl 50. NFL this Sunday at 6, only on Fox 56. Bye-bye, Doug Walsh, back at the Thomas Fieldhouse at Lock Haven University. Glad you could join us. It's the Lady Eagles leading the Lady Warriors 21-12. And Doug, everything going the way for Lock Haven.
Bob watched the lob in time. Yep, went in after to post up after.
Lock Haven shooting 36% from the floor. Also has the advantage of rebounds. More shot, no good.
Emily James pounding the glass, though, got a hand on it, almost got the rebound. I think Howard has to take over offensively.
She's going to pick up a foul on Lisa Mealing. That's Mealing's first foul. Third foul of the second quarter for Lock Haven.
Lock Haven plays man-to-man under, very dangerous.
Howard 11th in the PSAC in scoring. They have to get her going. Boggs had some success in the first. She backs down Morris and she lays it off the glass.
Yeah, a little too strong. They're going to have to pound it inside. They're relying too much on the jumper. They're going to have to get it inside to Howard and Boggs. And
see now if East Stroudsburg can make a little run towards the half. Here comes Revere. Trying to post up Boggs now. Gets Morris. Good defense. 10 on the shot clock. Revere going to be held by Mealing, and they're going to call a jump ball.
Yeah, on the way in, Mealing got her hand on it, held it up a little bit. Possession arrow goes to Lock Haven. I'm sorry, Stroudsburg.
Lady Warriors ball underneath. They're shooting just 19%. We're going to have a foul before the ball could even be thrown in.
You got an illegal screen. Little tempo control, Bob, three-quarter court by East Stroudsburg. Trying to force tempo, trying to get the game a little faster. Try to force a turnover.
Mealing, Boggs gets another block. Warriors trying to cut into the lead. They've scored 4 straight points. Howard can shoot out there. In and out, Boggs big board and gets the foul.
Sydney Morris with the foul. Didn't particularly like the call. Good offensive rebound by Boggs, though. She's starting to establish herself down low. She's a little bit too strong for everybody down there.
So we've had 4 lead changes. Lock Haven has led since the end of the first quarter. But now East Stroudsburg has scored the last 5 to cut it to within 6.
You know, that one basket they got, Bob, kind of got them off the schneid. Now they're starting to play a little bit better. A little more confidence, a little pep in their step. Again, here comes after the make, the three-quarter court pressure. Paderas all over the court.
Another board. Here come the Warriors. Knocked out of bounds as Powell tried to take it coast to coast, but Morris just stood up.
What the pressure does, Bob, is it forces you to shoot a little earlier for Lock Haven than they normally would want to, and that's exactly what's happening. To Stroudsburg's advantage.
Revere, step back, no good. Mealing another board.
Coach says slow it down. Run your half-court offense. Probably going to try to get the ball down into Morris inside.
So foul against the Warriors. Well, Revere with the foul. Excuse me, Paderas with the foul, her second. The senior. So that will send another Eagle to the line. Madison McHale, the freshman, shooting just 57% from the charity stripe. One thing Jennifer Smith said is a lot of old legs, a lot of transfers, seniors on Lock Haven. She has to watch how many minutes they play. So it's really going to be effective if these freshmen and sophomores, the younger players, can pick up some of the slack.
Yeah, she's shuffling in a lot of players. They've used 9 or 10 in the first half, and they only get 2 or 3 minutes. I think the theory is, Bob, go in and go as hard as you possibly can, and if you get tired, we got somebody to come in and replace you. They always give a great effort.
Well, that experience will help them down the line and get to the games closer to the end of the season. They become more important to you.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And they're going to need...
Kale, a little big step for Howard, I should say. Off the mark.
You know, they're going to need that experience, Bob. As you said, they have to go to Stroudsburg at the end of the year. They have to go to Kutztown. They got to go to Millersville. So they got some tough games and all on the road. You need that experience. Oh, a nice pass.
Little touch pass inside. Mealing got that, and then Livingston, who had the pass, knocks it out of bounds.
She's all over the place. Livingston does everything well. Passes it, can shoot it, plays great defense, hustles all over the place.
Downtown three for East Stroudsburg and Noelle Powell.
Yeah, she can shoot the three. You have to get out on her. She was out there pretty good.
Her 14th three on the season. I believe it's the first one of the night for either team.
Good strong move by Rachel McDaniel. Drew the foul on Boggs. Lock Haven loves to drive it.
Shot by Rachel McDaniel is good.
When you drive it, you get to the line.
East Stroudsburg 2 of 7 from the three-point line. Lock Haven 0 for 1. McDaniel makes 2, and it's a 7-point lead now for Lock Haven. Boggs down low, little dipsy-do, no good.
Yeah, they're trying to establish Boggs, but she's just not finishing.
Under a minute to play here in the second quarter. Almost a walk, goes in and out as Livingston battles underneath. East Stroudsburg will have to get this up before the half ends. Downtown again for number 21, Noelle Powell, her second 3 in a row, and it's a 4-point lead.
Yeah, that's a big lift. 2 in a row for Powell for East Stroudsburg.
And Jennifer Smith calls that timeout that she has to use before the break. So we'll have a 30-second here, 17 seconds left.
Now they'll get the ball inbounded on the sideline. They don't have to
So here is Jennifer Smith, her 9th season here at Lock Haven. She led them to the first playoff appearance last year in 24 years. Played a little bit at Millersville University, and right now is relying on we mentioned a lot of that experience of graduate students and seniors to lead the team.
She's chasing Millersville. They're ahead of her in the standings, and she has to go to Millersville in a couple of weeks to play them there. There's 17 seconds to go in the quarter, Bob. At about 8, you'll see a drive to the basket. Maybe a high screen and roll.
Looking for the foul. Here comes Lock Haven. 2 seconds. They'll have to launch one. Powell, no good. But East Stroudsburg ends the half strong. They cut the Lock Haven lead to 4 as we head to the break. When we come back, Aaron Dugan has some special guests on the floor, and then Doug and I will have the stats and highlights and get you ready for the second half.
Back to Thomas Fieldhouse. You're watching some live college basketball this Wednesday night on MyTV, WQMY. East Stroudsburg University 22, Lock Haven 26 at the half. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Erin Dugan, joined by Bob Ide and Doug Walsh in the booth. And joining me now is a special guest. Oh, and I see another special guest creeping in behind us there. But this is Ashley Kozier, and she's a director of alumni relations, so you must have a lot going on.
We do. We're all over the place.
What kind of stuff are you working on?
Well, currently we've been traveling. We've been on the road. So far already in 2016, we've been in Arizona and Maryland already. So we've got a lot of different events that are coming up for 2016. We'll be in Florida next month, followed by we'll be in New York City for our Wrestling Nationals and inviting all alumni to those events, as well as we'll be in Pittsburgh for a Pirates game following that. So
very cool.
Lots
You
coming
guys
up.
Get around.
We do.
So talk about the All-In Day of Giving. What was that, and how did that work this year?
Sure. So the All-In Day of Giving was a 24-hour online giving challenge that we had in October. We ended up raising over $216,000 in the 24 hours, which was awesome. A couple of my colleagues and I, they're watching tonight probably, we stayed up for the full 24 hours of the giving challenge, and we camped out. Yep, lots of coffee, lots of candy. It was a really good time, so it was awesome, and this was all to support athletics.
So is it something that you'll plan again for 2016?
Absolutely. We're working on the plans for 2016. We'll do it again probably in November for this year. We're going to incorporate some other groups on campus. Because it was so successful, we want to be able to fundraise for some other areas as well.
Fantastic. So as the director of alumni relations, you want to have the alumni coming back, being involved. How do you stay connected with everyone?
So we really try to push out everything that we're doing on social media, of course. We have a brand new alumni website that we launched this last year in 2015, so we really try to update that as much as possible. And just give us a call or check out our Facebook, and we have everything posted there.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Ashley.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have another special guest, not the Eagle, another guest when we come right back. Stay with us. Hi everyone, welcome back to Lock Haven University. We're at halftime of the women's basketball game, and joining me now is a special guest, the athletic director from here at Lock Haven, Tom Jalio. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's great to be here.
So as always with sporting events here, lots of energy, a great atmosphere. Is that something you strive for?
Absolutely. We have our Bald Eagle running around our arena tonight, and good fan support. It's a great night and a great evening to be a Bald Eagle for sure.
Absolutely, and you talked about being a Bald Eagle, lots of alumni here at the game tonight, and that's something you're really focused on is the alumni connection.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, connecting with the alumni is very important from all aspects. Support at games, you know, when they're out in public, they can help sell Lock Haven University, and, you know, naturally we count on them for financial support as well.
Well, fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me. We're going to be joined now by another special guest, the head men's basketball coach, Mike Nestor, if you want to just
I'm going to turn this over.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we saw what the women are all about so far tonight. So tell me about the men's team.
We're excited. We're right in a playoff push right now, so we're going to hope to keep that up. East Stroudsburg tonight, great team. They're 7-game winning streak, really doing a good job. So for us, we're going to come out and play hard, and our guys, veteran leading group. So we're excited, really excited about what we have going forward.
How would you characterize your team? More outside shooters, post play?
Slasher, little athletic, get up and down the floor, try to score a lot of points, a lot of fun to watch.
Sounds great. And how would you like to finish out the season?
Our goal from day one is make the playoffs, get into the playoffs, and then go get a win in it there and see what happens from there on.
All right, awesome. Thanks for stopping to chat.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll have stats and highlights from the first half when we come right back. Stay with us. You're watching live college basketball on MyTV, WQMY.
Welcome back to Lock Haven University, everyone. It's the Thomas Fieldhouse. The Lady Warriors down to the Lady Eagles, 26-22. We bring it back inside the press box. Bob Ide and Doug Walsh. And Doug, a very entertaining first half. One that saw Lock Haven jump out to a 21-10 lead into the second quarter. That was their biggest lead. They're playing very good basketball.
They're doing exactly what they need to do, Bob. They're holding the field goal percentage down. They're number one in the conference in that, and they're holding them to 21% from the field, so that's pretty good defense.
East Stroudsburg closed the half on a 6-0 run to cut this lead to 4, and we'll talk about what they have to do in the second half. But let's take a look at some first half highlights now from the first quarter. East Stroudsburg got it going early, and they had the early lead, but then it was all Lock Haven and Sydney Morris.
Sydney Morris did a nice job coming off the bench. She had 4 baskets of their 8, and all in about 2.5 minutes. And there's a nice steal and a drive to the basket by Livingston, and she picked up the foul. Made the 2 foul shots. Then long range by Madison McHale knocked that down.
That was just a 2-pointer.
Good pass by Livingston inside, finds Mealing. And then Noelle Powell finishes the half with 2 threes. They only made 3 of the entire half, Bob, and she made 2 in the last 35 seconds.
Those were 2 big threes to end the half, and checking out the halftime stats now with the lead 26-22. Warriors not shooting the lights out, but they've caught back up. Lock Haven slacking off kind of in that second quarter. Typical Lock Haven, they're not going to shoot the 3. They're going to try to out-rebound you, they're doing. And turnovers, 10 for Lock Haven. That's a large number.
And East Stroudsburg's not capitalizing on those turnovers, Bob. The big number there is 26 rebounds for Lock Haven to 16 for East Stroudsburg. The team that controls the boards usually wins the ball game.
Leading scorers Noelle Powell for East Stroudsburg, as you might expect, with a couple threes. She has 8 points. Lisa Mealing has 4 points for Lock Haven, as does J.J. Hilliard. But Sydney Morris off the bench leading the way with 8 points going into the break. So what does Lock Haven have to continue to do in the second half?
They don't want to change anything. They want to keep playing the same way that they've been playing, Bob. East Stroudsburg has to get more people involved offensively. They're trying to get the ball into Boggs, and she's not finishing. Allison Howard 1 for 9 from the field. Revere had a couple of in and outs on the way down the lane, so they're going to have to get back to their style of game, a little bit more up tempo, and maybe pound the ball inside more.
Okay, we should have an exciting second half on the way. It's Lock Haven over East Stroudsburg now by 4 as we get you ready for the third quarter. We'll be right back.
This is a Fox 56 sports presentation on MyTV WQMY, brought to you by Lock Haven University.
Back inside the Thomas Fieldhouse. There is Jennifer Smith, her Lock Haven team leading by 4. Coming up next on this floor, we'll have the men's game between East Stroudsburg and Lock Haven. Both teams, again, they're in the playoff battle as well in the PSAC East. So East Stroudsburg trying to catch back up, Doug. Did not shoot the ball out as well in that game in this first half. It's 21% overall, 7 of 33 as we saw in the stats, 3 of 9 from 3-pointers. That has been the big mark. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Lock Haven's gotten to the line 12 times, shot 10 good ones for 83%.
And 2 of those field goals came late with Noelle Powell knocking down the 3 to really cut the lead from 10 down to 4. I think you'll see a little bit more up-tempo from Stroudsburg, a little bit more fiery attitude to start this second half.
Both teams played a lot of subs in that first half. they'll be counted on the rest of the way.
You know, you normally, Bob, you play a lot of people in the first half and see who's playing well, and then the people who are playing well will get more time in the second half.
Boggs has played well, the 6'1 junior out of Philadelphia who had the ball inside. Trying to get Howard going. Nice step back by Rachel Falgowski out of Central Bucks South, a junior.
Yeah, just what Stroudsburg needed. They got a quick shot out of Lock Haven, maybe an ill-advised 3 by McDaniel, and then a quick score down this end. Just what Stroudsburg needed.
Just 4 lead changes in that first half. Down low, Hilliard, no good, but Mealing another big board.
That's her 9th, Bob, and we're only just started the second half.
She also has 2 blocks on the night. So new 30 clock. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. And it will be Eagles ball underneath.
Again, watch Hilliard after the ball comes in.
Looks like the same starting 5 for both teams to begin the third quarter. Hoop in the arm as McDaniel takes it to the rack.
Rachel McDaniel, quick first step. Beat her defender off the dribble. The good finish and the foul.
McDaniel, 2 for 2 from the line.
She's a 74% foul shooter, Bob. She's pretty good. Calm.
Completes the 3-point play. She has 5 points now. High screen by Boggs sets up Howard for the little J. Let's see if that gets her going.
Yeah, I think they want to try to get her off this schneid. 2 possessions. They looked to post her up the first time, and then that time they run a pick and roll for her.
Bench scoring in that first half. 14-9 for Lock Haven. Another block for Boggs, her 3rd. Well, you're going to take it down low. 3 blocks already for Boggs. She's a wrecking crew down there. She's 3rd in the PSAC in blocks, add 3 more. She has 30 on the season.
She's very disciplined. She doesn't leave her feet. She keeps her hands straight up, and she finds the ball and gets all ball normally.
Have to play tight on Howard. She can play out there. A little spin move. Mealing couldn't keep up with her. 2 in a row for Allison Howard.
Yeah, Howard's got to take this game over for Stroudsburg. She struggled in the first half, going 1 for 9, but now she's 2 for 2 in the second half.
So Stroudsburg's come out of the locker room with purpose. Trying to look for their 9th win of the year. Little step jumper for Mackenzie Livingston.
Good job by Mealing, driving and pulling the defense toward her, finding Livingston on a perimeter.
Eagles going to try and push the pace. Hilliard can't get the bucket, but she'll go to the line. J.J. Hilliard's been doing this for a couple of years, Doug. She's a senior out of Bethlehem Liberty. We saw her last year have a good game against Mansfield. 17 was her high this year against Davis, and 8 times she's had a double-double this year.
She does a good job, Bob, knowing when to run and when not to run. That was a good opportunity. She pushed it up, drew the foul by Revere.
So here comes Sydney Morris back in, leading scorer for Lock Haven, as Mealing takes a seat. East Stroudsburg had the lead to 1, but 4 in a row now for the Lady Eagles as Jennifer Smith talks to the senior up from Altoona. Little step back 3 off the mark, air ball by Howard.
Obviously, they talked about getting Howard involved because she's taken 4 shots already in the second half. But that's a good move.
Not sure about that 3.
Yeah, that was a little ill-advised, but notice too, Bob, Stroudsburg shooting the ball earlier in the clock than they did in the first half.
They're going to say it was out on Boggs.
Well, it's tough. It's a good thing the referees got together. Phil Wingert, Mike Ognoski wasn't sure, looked at Phil Wingert. Phil Wingert had it all the way. Even though that's not his line to call, he saw the ball go off Stroudsburg.
Jefferson in the game, number 42 for Lock Haven. Saw some action in that first half. Good box out by Falkowski for East Stroudsburg. Set up for 3. Got it. Downtown. Poderis.
Boy, all set up by the good rebound and kick to Revere to get things pushed up the floor for Stroudsburg.
East Stroudsburg hanging around.
Poderis with the steal. She averages 4 a game, Bob.
For the tie. No good. But coming down was Revere. She gets the rebound, but couldn't control the board.
Poderis, an excellent anticipator, Bob. Steps into the passing lanes. As I said before, she gets a lot of steals. Leads to easy baskets more often than not. Just missed that one.
So run by East Stroudsburg trying to be broken here. It's going to be tough against Boggs. They're going to call the jump ball, and it will remain Lady Eagles ball.
Jump ball, Lock Haven possession.
Having a girl like Boggs down low, what can that do for your defense, knowing that she's there at the end?
Well, it intimidates the people in the post, Bob. You see, like that just changed McGill Jefferson's shot right there. You feel her coming, you sense her coming, you're afraid that she's coming.
And the shot clock ran out.
The shot clock doesn't change when the possession stays with the same team.
And no one was aware of that. Jennifer Smith just kind of has her hands crossed to say no one was paying attention. So East Stroudsburg can take the lead or tie this one. And that'd be a big feat. They trailed by 11 in the second quarter, but we're going to have a turnover on by Revere.
Revere carried the ball a little bit. Got her palm too far underneath the ball.
Here comes the trap. It will stay right here.
Tempo control, trying to trap, trying to force Lock Haven to play faster.
Inside, Mealing is back.
Boy, she's a good passer out of the post.
James with a nice jump step, no good. Boggs a big board again. Again, East Stroudsburg and tie this one. Howard's on the bench. And we're going to have a push and some foul shots. So 4:54 remaining in the third quarter. East Stroudsburg's come out of the locker room and cut the lead to 2 here in Lock Haven.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Lock Haven University. You're watching live college basketball on MyTV, WQMY, as we got an Eagle Bomber, I guess we'll call him. Photo Bomber, Eagle Bomber. This is one of the students here at Lock Haven, Alexis Palfy. Now you're a student athlete here, and I know that you used to be on the basketball team, and now you're on the track and field team, and you're just having a blast with it, aren't you?
I really am. I love it. It's been a great experience to stay active while here at school. It gives me that outlet I need, and being a part of the team is just a great experience. They're my family away from my family, and it's really cool that we all support each other, all the athletic teams, and we're so proud just to represent our school.
And you're just a sophomore, but I know you've gotten to do and see a lot of things. Why don't you just tell us about some of them?
Yeah, so the classes are great, and the professors in the physician assistant program are amazing, and I've gotten to be a part of different clubs and organizations. We got to do a project where we raised money for a local boy with leukemia here. So that was a great experience. And then most recently, I was able to go to Jamaica for like a medical missions trip, and we were able to provide healthcare, free healthcare to a very poverty-stricken area. So it was just really humbling and eye-opening, and I learned a lot through our PA grad students there. It was really cool.
Very cool. So I'm guessing that's what you want to do in the future?
I do. I definitely want to be a physician assistant.
Well, thanks so much for talking with us, and best of luck.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Okay, Bob.
Thank you, ladies. Things heating up down on the court. Doug Walsh, East Stroudsburg cut the lead to 1. Maybe it's this basketball. Lock Haven having a tough time in the second half
You're
finding
right,
any
Bob.
field goals.
You might be right.
It might be. For the lead, and we'll have a foul on the floor.
Sydney Morris wasn't going to let her get that shot off, that's for sure. Fouled her pretty good. Madison Tamburini will go to the line.
And we're tied at 33.
Stroudsburg getting to the foul line now. This is their third trip, Bob, this quarter. That helps you get back into the ball game.
And East Stroudsburg has the lead now, 34-31. That's the first time since the 5:36 mark of the first quarter that the visitors have had the lead. So the Warriors doing a nice job fighting all the way back, Doug Walsh.
I like what Coach Decker's doing, Bob. She's half-court trapping and forcing tempo, forcing Lock Haven to play faster, and a charge by McDaniel.
So Rachel McDaniel goes in. She's going to be called for a charge, as Doug mentioned. That's her second foul, third foul of the quarter for Lock Haven. So East Stroudsburg's come out. They've outscored the Warriors 12-7. Add 3 more off the mark, and it will go over to Lock Haven. So now, if they're Eagles, what are you thinking?
Well, you've got to try to pass over this half-court trap, maybe into the corners to Livingston or Madison McHale. And you also have Sydney Morris in the middle. You're going to have to get her the ball in the middle of the floor.
6-0 run by East Stroudsburg.
Morris trying to post up Boggs, but Boggs doing a good job defending her. Noel Powell with the bump. Will be underneath.
3 team fouls for each squad.
They like to throw the lob in here to Morris to get things started. Then the curl for Hilliard.
Little turnaround. Hilliard gets the roll.
They needed that basket, Lock Haven, just for their psyche.
Little mix up on defense.
Looks like they have Tamburini in the ball game to shoot the 3.
Powell had a couple in the first, can't get that one. Boggs might be called for over the back.
Yeah, good box out by McDaniel.
No, it's going to stay here. Oh, I thought that was going against Lock Haven. It's going to go against East.
Oh, they got McHale.
Yeah,
for
they're
backing
going to
her
be
out.
against Lock Haven, I should say. Terry Thompson going over to Jennifer Smith to explain it.
Yeah, you can't displace somebody on the box out, and I think that's what Terry Thompson called.
So McHale picks up her first foul, 4th on the team. Little bump, count it. Hard drive, Falkowski gets the hoop and the harm. She'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, good strong move. She bumped her, and the continuation. Good job by Falkowski just throwing it up there, see if she can get the 3-point play, and sure enough, she did. Good foul shooter, too. Dangerous for Lock Haven now if you don't score here, and Stroudsburg comes down and scores. You work so hard for this. It's off her leg. Oh, they got a foul.
Foul before it went out of bounds. That will go against East Stroudsburg. So Powell's second and 4th on East Stroudsburg. Remember, you need 5 1/4 to go to the line to shoot bonus free throws. Mealing back in.
So with 2 1/4 left in this quarter, both teams are going to shoot 2 every time.
Sylvain McDaniel, the transfer. Her sister Rachel also on the team. She'll go to the line.
You know, they're trying to get both of them another year, Bob. They've been knee injuries all the way back into high school, and they're trying to get they're not so sure about Survey, but they think Rachel has a good shot at getting another year of eligibility here.
Tamburini, number 11, goes to the bench with 3 fouls. Howard with a nice rest comes back in. Also Rakowski in for East Stroudsburg. They're going to call it tight now, Doug. A little bump at the top.
Yeah, Mealing kind of got beat off the dribble by Howard, who's probably going to make it all the way to the basket, so make her make 2 foul shots. She definitely bumped her. Howard, a 76% foul shooter.
She's got that one.
Stroudsburg as a team, Bob, shoots from the foul line very, very well. And in this third quarter, they've gotten to the foul line 8 or 10 times. Gets them back in the ball game.
They shoot 68% from the free throw line. Does East Stroudsburg.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 7 out of 10 is not bad at all.
So a big third quarter has the Warriors out in front by 3 now. Their biggest lead since the first quarter. Oh, looking inside from Mealing. It's thrown away by Hilliard. Another turnover for Lockhaven.
You know, this defense is taking them out of their offense, taking Lockhaven out of their offense that they're normally used to.
16 turnovers for the home team, just 6 for East Stroudsburg in the game. Howard to the rack on the baseline.
Yeah, obviously she's making a concerted effort to take this game over in the second half.
Mealing a big board.
Another offensive rebound for Mealing. She's got about 12 or 13 rebounds.
She has 11 boards, just 4 points though. Outside Hilliard, a little jumper, no good. It's got to be the basket. To the rack goes Hilliard.
Survey McDaniel doing a great job keeping that ball alive. Tipped it out to Hilliard.
Hilliard now with 12. Bodies hitting the floor now as the intensity is picking up in this PSAC East women's college basketball game. Mealing will get a rest to end the quarter, as will Survey McDaniel. And also going out will be number 30, Rachel McDaniel.
Stroudsburg possession on the jump ball. Walk. Yeah, she traveled, yeah.
Moore's playing good defense, also has contributed with some points.
Yeah, she's a big body. She matches up well against the post people from Stroudsburg. Hilliard strong with the drive. Good D by Revere.
Force that pass a little bit. Here come the Warriors. Battle by Livingston and Revere, and it will go over to Lockhaven. Nice job by the junior transfer from IUP for Lockhaven.
Mackenzie Livingston does a great job on defense all over the floor. Got a hand in the passing lane, hustled and ran it down. She got pushed a little bit and still came up with the turnover.
There is Livingston. She had 24 against Clarion, did Mackenzie Livingston. She also had double-double that night. They need a shoot before the clock ends for the third quarter, and Howard will go to the line to shoot. And I think she banged that finger again. Slow to get up.
She's tough off the drive, yeah. She got sandwiched in there. Morris looking like I didn't touch her.
So Allison Howard will go to the line. She's from Aurora, Ohio. 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. Now she, I think the hip or something. She had 24 against Mansfield. Turned that into 14 rebounds versus Cal. On the year, she has 4 double-doubles. Allison Howard completes that one. In high school in Ohio, she was a 1,000-point scorer.
They beat Cal, right? Cal's the defending league champion.
That was their big win this year for East Stroudsburg over Cal. And she can't complete the second one, but huge rebound by Falkowski. That's a dagger by Howard.
Wow, Falkowski with the offensive rebound finds Howard for the 3.
Lock Haven needs a basket before the quarter. They suddenly trail in this one by 7. They're East Stroudsburg's biggest lead of the evening. Blocked by Rakowski, no foul. At the end, they're going to count it. That was a weak horn, but Livingston put the bank in. I believe they're going to count it. They do. I think that does count. And that's the way the end of the third quarter will happen. So East Stroudsburg comes out and outscores Lock Haven 23-12 in the third quarter, and they lead this big PSAC battle by 7 after 3. Don't forget, tonight's East Stroudsburg and Lock Haven game is also available for purchase on DVD or Blu-ray. To place your order, go to myfoxnepa.com. 3 quarters in the book here at the Thomas Field House. Bob I, Doug Walsh, Aaron Dugan. Back and forth affair. Saw Lock Haven lead at the half, but it was East Stroudsburg who came out in that third quarter, Doug, and outscored Lock Haven by 9.
Bob, Stroudsburg scored 23 points in that quarter. That's more than they had in the entire first half.
That is right. Howard's leading the way, no foul.
Boy, good pass by Falkowski. Knew Howard was coming down the lane. Howard just couldn't convert.
Leading scorers, J.J. Hilliard for Lock Haven has 10. Allison Howard has 14 for East Stroudsburg.
Good defense by Falkowski, knocking that ball away.
And we're going to have a travel, Revere.
Yeah, Revere gave it to Howard a little bit too early in transition.
Both teams, Doug coming in, averaging in the 60s, giving up in the 60s. That's probably where we're going to end up at the end.
Yeah, and that's not what Lock Haven wanted to do. They wanted to try to hold, and they were doing a great job of holding them that number down, but it looks like they're going to get their number.
Hilliard passed up the shot. Let's see if it paid off. It did. 2 more for J.J. Hilliard. 12 for the Bethlehem Liberty senior.
You know, she's a little bit too strong for either Paderis or Revere guarding her, so you might want to post up Hilliard a little bit more.
Howard a little dipsy-do against Morris. Add 2 more for one of the leading scorers in the PSAC.
I think Coach Decker had a talk with Alicia Howard at halftime, Bob.
Oh, that's going to be a foul on Howard, reaching in. Just her second foul, so 3 more bodies come in for Lock Haven. Mealing in, Savay, McDaniel, and Livingston. In the paint, no good. Rachel McDaniel will have a foul underneath, though.
Mealing sidestepped Rebecca Rakowski. Rakowski did all she could to keep her off the glass, and Mealing somehow, some way got there.
So Boggs Kim comes in, 9 boards for her. 4 points. Lock Haven trailing by 5. No one cutting. Emily James inside, turnover again. Right to the rack, Falkowski, no good.
5.
Up and down we go.
Excuse me, Bob. 5 points for Lock Haven to make up is kind of a lot when they don't push the ball. They don't get baskets in transition.
Well, that's a good one by James. She has 4 points. She's a transfer from Mansfield University. Revere right to the rack. No one guarded her. Up and in for Taika Revere.
She's quick off that dribble. gets to the basket quickly.
Mealing avoids contact and a foul on the floor. McDaniel, a huge offensive board, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Rachel McDaniel, good board. Mealing with a nice drive, just didn't finish, and it popped right into McDaniel's hands. Drew the foul.
So here's McDaniel. Hits that one. She's 4 for 4 around the evening from the line. Has 6 points. Imani Brown, number 2, checks in for East Stroudsburg. The second one is through the net. And now the East Stroudsburg lead is down to 3.
3 team fouls on Stroudsburg already with 3 minutes gone, so that helps Lock Haven.
Now East Stroudsburg taking it in. Charge! Good defense.
Savay McDaniel
Yeah,
wouldn't give
Savay
any ground.
McDaniel.
She wouldn't give any ground. Tamburiner knocked her over. Good call.
4th team foul. So quickly, Howard back off the bench.
Yes, Bob, Lock Haven from now on shoots 2 shots on foul, any defensive foul. So they can hang around and make a run.
Not known for the threes, last in the league in 3-pointers, just 60. In fact, today they don't have any threes, so that's not going to be what Lock Haven does to get back in. They're going to do this inside. Up and under, no foul call. Good defense from Boggs against McDaniel.
Boggs kept her hands straight up in the air.
Howard has 1, and she's got another. Allison Howard coming out on fire, now has 19 points.
Boy, Bob, she only had 1 field goal in the first half, and she's pretty much taken this game over in the second half.
Came in averaging 15 points per game, 11th in the league.
She's probably going to get there.
Easy bucket, no good. You have to make those if you're Savay McDaniel.
Yeah. You're exactly right, Bob. Especially when you're trying to come back from a deficit.
Quick fouls. Boggs takes the ball inside. Going to go against Savay McDaniel. Little push.
Yeah, 2 hands in the back, pushed her before she got the ball. It's kind of hard to keep Boggs away from the basket because she's so big and strong.
This is a huge game for Lock Haven, Doug. They don't play well on the road, and they do have a good road schedule to end the season. They need as many as they can at home to win.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. And Kutztown's playing better of late, who's ahead of them in the standings, too, for that 6th spot.
Yep, that's a travel. Revere got caught inside, had nowhere to go. So that's 7 turnovers now against East Stroudsburg.
Kutztown's at Mansfield tonight, too, and then they go to Cheney, 2 of the worst teams in the league, so they could pick up a game or 2 in the next week or so on Lock Haven.
$20 turnovers for Lock Haven, 10 for East Stroudsburg. That's a big difference why East Stroudsburg is leading in this game. Called out front. Hard foul. And on the ground is Sydney Morse. Banged her head. 5:03 remaining.
Yeah, now you have to take some concussion protocols. There it is again, yeah. Her head bangs on the floor. You heard it all the way up here in the press box. The mouthpiece comes out.
Sydney Morse on the floor now. Both teams in good shape with timeouts. They both have 3 left, Doug. 4 team fouls for East Stroudsburg, 2 on Lock Haven.
Imani Brown's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
There's Diane Decker. Didn't really look too concerned in that first half when her team was down, but probably had some strong words at halftime.
because their team came on fire in that third quarter.
They certainly came out with a different purpose in the second half. They played a little more up-tempo. They went to the half-court trap. They forced the tempo. They got Howard involved. More three-pointers and more drives to the basket. Got to the foul line a little bit more in the second half.
Well, this one will maybe aggravate Jennifer Smith if they lose this one, especially after having a lead. And now they lose a good bench player. They're already down to 10. Down to 9 now.
Yeah, Sydney Morris has been playing well of late for Lock Haven. If they lose her for a game or two, it couldn't come at a worse time. She looks a little groggy walking off there with these concussion rules now. She has to pass tests before she can play Saturday.
Junior out of Norristown. Had 8 points in this game, all in the first half. 8 big ones. Monty Brown now goes to the line.
Really, Morris in the first half was responsible for that 6 or 8 point lead that they had too, you know.
Mealing a big board. So Lock Haven needs baskets. No need to panic yet. Outside, and that's a good way to get started. Mackenzie Livingston, little two-pointer.
Just inside the arc for a 2-pointer.
How difficult is it to take that 1 step or 2 steps back
Well,
for that 3-pointer?
Yeah, if you start thinking about that, Bob, you usually miss shots.
So 4:37 remaining in this game. East Stroudsburg holds the lead over Lock Haven here on MyTV.
Welcome back to Lock Haven University. We have one more special guest here as we wrap things up tonight at Lock Haven, the football coach, Dave Tainer. Now, things ended this season, and now you're probably out on the road recruiting. How's that going?
It's been going great. We have really 6 of us out on the road quite a bit. Been in several home visits around a lot of different schools. Had several quality players on campus. Right now we're in a position where we're kind of coming down and we're 2 weeks to announcing our first class here as a staff, and that class is a championship level class. So we're extremely happy about it, and have guys all from Philadelphia all the way through Pittsburgh, a couple out of state guys that have committed. A couple of our coaches have had great impacts in both sides of the state. So we've been very happy with it, and continue to have visits. Got a couple more weeks to finish up and round out the class. So we're very excited about where we're going and where we're headed.
What's that student athlete like that you're looking for?
Well, we're looking for student athletes that want to come in and make an impact. We look for guys that have great want-to tempo in us, that have extraordinary passion for what they do. They understand that they're going to make a great investment in the next 4 to 5 years, and they're going to do it as a selfless group. And we're really looking for guys that want to make an impact. I mean, we're changing the culture and building a culture of a championship program, and we need great people to do that.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bob, back to you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Coach. Good to see you again. So Doug Walsh on the line. Gil Jefferson, the freshman, going to have to pick up some time. And now we have a 2-point game, 3:50 or so left.
Rachel McDaniel hit a 3 while Aaron was interviewing Coach. Got Lock Haven a little bit more excited.
Turnover. So Lock Haven now can either tie it or take the lead.
McGill Jefferson comes in to replace Morris. She gets 2 foul shots and forces a turnover. Both teams use a lot of players, Bob, as we said before, and they're all effective. They all do a great job. They all know their role. They all do whatever needs to be done.
7 lead changes tonight, just 1 tie. Lock Haven would like to make this 8 lead changes. Inside of Mealing. Howard, straight up, good defense. Going to be called for a 5-second rule. Inside the paint.
3 seconds in the lane. If you're trying to make a legitimate move to the basket, you're supposed to wave that, but she was in there for about 5.
Yeah, I think 7. But who's counting, right?
Mike Ogdowski was counting.
Yes, he was. So East Stroudsburg now has battled back with a big third quarter to take the lead, looking for their 9th win. Howard will go to the line. as the foul occurs against Rachel McDaniel.
Yeah, Howard is.
Yeah, she's come in, as you mentioned, 1 field goal in the first half. She has 21 points now, 3 of 4 from the line.
Yeah, she's taking this game over in the second half. She's too strong off the drive. She posts up well. She hit a 3 before.
Yep. Yeah, she can shoot the 3. She's 2 of 6 from threes today, Doug. So.
Oh, she's had that's her second in the, yeah, she's had 2 in the second half. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's out of Ohio. Oh, Mealing a big board. Lock Haven, not known for threes. They do have 1 tonight. But they turn the ball over constantly. In the lane, no call.
Bob, speaking of Howard, she's got 22 of their 34 in the second half. And here she goes again.
2 shots. They're going to say she was shooting. J.J. Hilliard foul, her 3rd. Look at it again.
Here comes the hard drive. There's the bump out there, yeah. Division II, Bob, they give you a little bit more continuation to the basket. Maybe in the high school level or the Division III level, they may call that foul on the floor.
Well, Howard, not the person you want to put on the line if you're Lock Haven at this point. She's been consistent there.
76% foul shooter. Both teams now, Bob, for the rest of the game, 2:54 remaining, are in the bonus, so everything will be 2 shots from now on in.
Comes the trap. Off the mark. Big rebound. Got it. McDaniel on the backside. Puts it back.
The Stroudsburg did what they wanted to. They forced the quick shot by Livingston, but Rachel McDaniel with a great rebound and the putback.
That's a big one downtown for Imani Brown.
Yeah, that was a big basket. Early in the shot clock.
That's really helped them tonight. Is the 3-point play, Stroudsburg. They have 7 on the night. They've shot 19 of them.
Yeah, 4.
And those 21 points are pretty big.
4 in the second half too, you know. Now if you're Stroudsburg, you want to try to pound it inside. See if you can get Boggs involved, maybe for the kick out.
Both teams have plenty of timeouts left, 3 each. Lock Haven now overplaying, trying to pick up the defense. They get the board, and they're going to get the tie up, and it's going to go to East Stroudsburg.
Wow, they had the rebound in their hands. And Allison Howard got her hand in there and forced the jump ball.
James back into the game.
James will shoot the 3, Bob. I think that's why she's back in.
So another 30 seconds can go off the clock for East Stroudsburg. Boggs, though, going to be called a foul on Mealing. Crowd here doesn't like that one.
Mealing doesn't like it either, but Boggs is going to shoot 2. Bob, Stroudsburg averages 65 points a game. They went about 10 minutes in the first half without scoring, and they're at 60 now, so they're almost at their average, even on a bad night.
Well, 2 big misses for Boggs. So you know who to follow if you're Lock Haven. Hilliard going to take it underneath, try to force a pass, and it will go the other way. Just trying to do too much too quick, Doug.
Yeah, a little bit too much. Ill-advised pass. I don't even know if that pass could have even been caught. Look for Stroudsburg to get the ball to Howard on this possession.
Coming up next here on my TV, will Bucknell men's basketball out of the Patriot League, right at 7:30. Howard downtown, that's going to be off the mark, but Boggs is there for the board, and she gets the push.
Yeah, Hilliard had no recourse but just to give her a shove. And as you said, you might as well put Boggs on the line.
Well, here we go and look at it again. There's the shot.
Yeah, she gave her a good whack on the arm. Unfortunate for Lock Haven, the ball just happened to fall into Boggs' hand.
Just when they needed rebounds, they haven't been able to get them. Boggs puts that one in. Second half, Stroudsburg has outscored Lock Haven by 10 points. Totally opposite of what happened in that first quarter.
Yeah.
Second one rolls off.
Emily James in the game now, Bob. She's a three-point shooter for Lock Haven. You might see her get the ball.
Oh, in and out.
I think you're right. It's that basket, Bob.
I think the team shooting to the left on your screen tonight have not shot well.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
yeah,
the ball is not going to the basket. It was Stroudsburg in the first half, and now Lock Haven in the second half.
Yeah, here it is again. That's the scrum down low, the jump ball, the tie-up.
Back to McDaniel.
Now you
Under a minute.
You don't have to start shooting threes now. Take the ball right to the basket, and if you get a kick out, then you take it. But
Hilliard felt confident with that shot.
Oh, good hustle by Mealing.
Tough, they just cannot get a basket to go. Goes over to East Stroudsburg. And it looks like the Warriors might pull this one out as McDaniel's forced to foul.
Boy, Milling did all she could. She ran the ball down, saved it, then almost got the rebound off the miss. Monty Brown shoots 67% from the line.
Shot by Brown is good.
They made the free throws when they've had to. And they've increased their field goal average to 33%, while Lock Haven has really gone cold in the second half. Timeout on the floor. We'll stay right here. So it's a media timeout. We'll stay right here. We'll check out some schedules now. And here's what's coming up for the Warriors.
Boy, it's kind of like a must-win for Stroudsburg, Bob. At Ship, who's in first place on the other side. Millersville, who's a playoff contender. Bloomsburg, who's ahead of them in the standings. Then they kind of get a breather with Cheney and Westchester, but then Kutztown and Lock Haven again, and then Millersville. So it's not easy for Stroudsburg. So this is a big win for them on the road.
It's a cliche, but they control their destiny. I mean, they really do. They just have to keep winning.
Yeah, and this, they're ahead of Kutztown in the standings. So.
And there you see what Lock Haven has at the end of the season. 2 big road games at Shippensburg, who leads the league, and then at East Stroudsburg, a team they're losing to tonight.
Now, Westchester and Mansfield, they should be able to get those, and then they have Cheney again. I'm sorry, they can't be Westchester. They're on top of the league. I'm sorry, Mansfield and then Cheney. But 3 of the next 5 is probably going to make or break their season.
Yeah, Jennifer Smith led them, of course, last year to the first playoff appearance in 24 years. And she said when we had them against Mansfield last year, Mansfield was last in the league, that they went on a roll after that. So maybe this, we're their inspiration, Doug.
Maybe
because they come, they lose on TV, and then they go on a run. Maybe that's the MO.
yeah, it could very well be, Bob. Although Stroudsburg is a tougher opponent than Mansfield was last year. If you remember,
Yes,
Mansfield was at the bottom of the league, but it really fired them up.
That it did. Aaron Dugan will try to catch up with Coach Smith after the game, no matter what, and a little bank shot by Hilliard.
Still got a chance. You got a foul.
Yep, got a foul, and you do. McDaniel wraps up. That looks like Revere. So McDaniel will actually foul out. So Rachel McDaniel picks up her 5th. Going to the line will be Revere, and she's 2 for 2 on the line tonight.
Bob, they did a good job getting the ball into their foul shooters' hands. Revere shoots 75%. Pretty pure there, nothing but net. So it's 6 points now. It's still a 2-possession game. If she makes this, it makes it a 3-possession game, which would almost be insurmountable for Lock Haven.
East Stroudsburg also getting some points off the bench. They trailed in that as well in the first half. We have a timeout on the floor. Lock Haven leads off bench points tonight, 18-16. And that's a pretty big one right there. So here's what we have coming up. Of course, tonight we have Bucknell following this game. And then it's Suits and Sneakers Week, Doug. I know you're part of Coaches versus Cancer in Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania. And up in the Northeast, we highlight two games. We have a Wyoming Valley Conference game on Monday between 2 of the top 3 teams in Division I for girls basketball. We'll be at Hazleton, and then, hey, we'll go to Elk Lake. Elk Lake has never had a game televised. A little town up near Dimmock, Pennsylvania.
With old Bob Stevenson up there, yeah.
This is, we're going northern tier now. We're looking
you might
at
see
the
me
old
at that
District
game.
12.
I might have my sneakers and my striped shirt on.
You might be the ref?
I might be.
Okay. And we return to college basketball February 2nd, a doubleheader at Luzerne County Community College. Doug and I will be there. And we'll wrap up our regular season anyway at Keystone College as the women take on Newman in CSAC battle. So that's what we have coming up here on MyTV WQMY. Glad you could join us. Doug, thanks for coming out to Lock Haven. I know you spent, I say, a little time here.
I had a cup of coffee.
Back in your day.
I had a cup of coffee here,
Yeah,
Bob,
I think you
back
did.
in 1977.
They run the trolleys then?
No, they did not have the trolleys.
Banked in from James. Timeout again.
Now, for you people at home, you'll notice they took the ball out there at half court. They call it the last minute of the game. In college girls, college women, you can call a timeout on the baseline, the end line, furthest from the basket, and then you can choose if you want to get the ball like the pros do up at half court. Obviously, Lock Haven would like to save some time, so they chose to take it out in the front court rather than the back court. Good job, good offensive set there. Got a quick basket. That's what they needed. Now they have to try to either force a turnover, and if they don't get the turnover, they have to foul immediately.
Here were the standings coming into play tonight. Shippensburg on top. You mentioned Westchester very good. And East Stroudsburg, they picked up a 9th win. That could be pretty big. 7-6 overall. Lock Haven could drop to 4-10 in league play. And that's going to be tough to overcome.
Yeah, and Kutztown has a cupcake today to go to 5-8.
Yeah.
So this is a big win for Stroudsburg and a kind of a tough loss for Lock Haven should they hold on.
Yeah, consider Lock Haven does not play well on the road. They're going to trap the ball out of bounds.
I like this, double teaming the ball. You don't see this too often, but this is a good move. Make the inbounds pass very, very difficult.
And they foul quickly.
They got it to Revere.
Well, that's not the person you want either. She's 4 for 4 on the night.
No.
But you have, maybe you get lucky, a little pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's two shots. He calmly hits the first.
Yeah, they look pretty good as soon as they leave her hand, don't they?
Yeah.
Revere? Yeah.
Yep. Coming in shooting just 75% on the season. She's going to up that tonight. And another one in. So not much time for Lock Haven here. They'll need a miracle to pull this one out. Down by 7. They're just going to let Hilliard go in. Another foul probably coming up quickly. Timeout called. I think Boggs couldn't get the ball in. She called the timeout.
Yeah, very quickly. She got to about 3 seconds, and she knew she was going to have trouble. East Stroudsburg has 66 points, Bob. That's exactly what they're averaging, and that's pretty good on the road. And with the scoring drought they had in the first half, they really picked it up in the second half. Allison Howard did all she could.
Mm-hmm. How about Mealing, though? 18 rebounds.
Man.
Leads the league in that.
It's unbelievable how she knows where the ball's going to rebound. She gets hands on balls, and she gets the balls that you have no business getting to.
Yep.
She gets boxed out, and she still gets the rebound. She's excellent at it.
So Bucknell basketball coming up after a quick post-game show.
Again, they got it to Revere.
Quick foul, yep.
She's so quick, Revere. It's hard to defend her. You know, once you get to the line too, Bob, you start to feel more comfortable. That net isn't even moving on those last 4 or 5. She's pure.
She's been ice at the line.
You're right. You're
last
right.
minute or so.
She's 75%, and she's going to go. If she makes this, she's going to go 8 for 8.
Yep, we didn't even put the jinx on her.
No, I tried. Again, the timeout and the baseline, so you can get the ball at half court. Three possessions with 6 seconds to go, though. Seemingly insurmountable.
So Lock Haven looks like they're going to drop to 7-11 overall and 4-10 in PSAC play. Stroudsburg will improve to 9-8 and 7-6 in East play.
You know, too, Bob, Lock Haven could be feeling the pressure. You know, they got to the playoffs for the first time in 25 years last year, and they're on the bubble now, so they might have been feeling a little bit of pressure tonight. Almost every game is of utmost importance.
Three is not their specialty. And that's going to do it. No foul on the floor. Mike Danoski says that's it. They hit the buzzer, and that will put this one in the books from the Thomas Fieldhouse. The final score, 68-61. When we come back, Aaron Dugan with Jennifer Smith after this. So Lock Haven loses this one after a 10-point lead in the first half. They fall to Stroudsburg 68-61. Aaron Dugan now with Coach Jennifer Smith.
Well, Coach, a strong start, but like we just talked to each other about, turnovers are not going to do it for you.
No, 22 turnovers. It's going to be pretty tough to win a basketball game. And before the game started, we said we wanted to hold them for 52 points. We didn't do that. Second half, we were bad. We couldn't kind of get going in the second half. We were a little frustrated. It kind of fell apart as a team. So, got to regroup. And the good thing is you always got another game.
Yeah. And you're home Saturday, and then you hit the road next week. So, what's one of the main things you want to focus on?
We need consistency. Last week we played the number 1 team in the conference down into overtime. So it's finding that consistent effort level, the consistent focus level, and wanting to win, doing whatever it takes to get that W.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, Bob.
Thank you, guys. Doug, quick wrap comments?
Yeah, Stroudsburg in the second half. Allison Howard just a little bit too much.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So, final score, East Stroudsburg wins it 68-61. We'll be back here at Lock Haven for women's lacrosse. That will be in March. Up next here on MyTV, it's Loyola and Bucknell underway. The final score again, East Stroudsburg wins it by 7. Good night from Lock Haven for the entire Fox 56 Sports crew.
This is a Fox 56 sports presentation on MyTV WQMY, brought to you by Lock Haven University.